We are now going to shift gears and start to talk a little bit about economics. The first thing we're going to talk about is what we call fiscal policy. And fiscal policy really just includes the changes the federal government makes in spending or taxes designed to promote full employment, price stability, as well as reasonable rates of growth. And in looking at fiscal policy, you really have two types of fiscal policy. You have expansionary and contractionary. Think expansionary, you're trying to expand the aggregate demand, okay, or expand the economy. It's an increase in government spending or a decrease in taxes designed to increase that demand. Okay, you can do both, but spending is going up, taxes are going down. A contractionary fiscal policy is a decrease in spending or an increase in taxes, and this is designed to shrink the economy or decrease the aggregate demand. Okay, so spending would go down and taxes would go up in a contractionary fiscal policy. With fiscal policy, you want to create what is called a multiplier effect. The idea is that by spending more money, consumers and businesses and government will be able to spend more money because that is going to provide income to those people who then use that income to spend money, which is income for more people. And that is how the economy would improve or the aggregate demand would increase. The same would result if there was a decrease in spending. So, in looking at expansionary fiscal policy, typically this will be enacted when there's a recession. The government can try to increase spending and lower taxes to stimulate the economy. This will increase the GDP, which hopefully you learned about in economics, or it's the gross domestic product, and it will also reduce unemployment. Spending should have a large multiplier effect. Lower taxes will have a smaller multiplier effect. So the tax cut would need to be bigger than an increase in government spending in order to be just as effective. So if you look at like highways, the government could increase spending in projects like building highways. Okay, so more people have jobs. They can then use that money to spend, which would increase demand. Contractionary fiscal policy is when the economy is operating beyond full employment and inflation is a problem. The government may need to contract it and control inflation. So while inflation would decline dramatically, GDP wouldn't suffer too much. So if you look at an example here, maybe the government may cut spending on building highways, and by cutting that spending, they're taking money out of the economy and decreasing consumer spending. Thank you for listening. The final video will talk about monetary policy.